More and more mobile money and digital money providers are doing record business. And Safaricom in Eastern Africa now says it now is controlling 50% of the market in that area.
The world's largest digital payments platform. Every minute, $2.7 million is transacted on mobile money from a pool of 1.7 billion registered accounts, and $1.4 trillion worth of transactions are processed each year. For decades, mobile money has proven to be Africa's financial pride and an economic engine, a homegrown digital financial solution for individuals, businesses, and governments. What started as a simple peer-to-peer cash transfer grew into a billion-dollar industry, an economic force dictating policies in the top echelons of the economy. This innovation has redefined financial inclusion, enabled access to financial services in extremely remote places that traditional banks never even imagined existed. This service comes with great simplicity, great inclusion, and most importantly, with a non-discriminative approach. Even the illiterate with the most inferior technology can use this service of mobile money. Africa's gift to the world, mobile money is a bank in the palm of your hands, serving the underserved and reaching the unreachable across Africa, Asia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. An African solution for African problems.
Do you take Mpesa?
Yeah, of course they do.
Hi, my name is Francis, and this is Dreams of Success channel. In this video, we look at the rise and dominance of mobile money in the sub-Saharan Africa and its far-reaching impact across the globe. What is mobile money? Mobile money is a financial service where users can store and manage cash through a virtual account on a mobile phone. There is no need to have a traditional bank account as a digital value is linked to a phone number. This is operated by the mobile network operators or MNOs who partner with agents across their areas of coverage. This service is available even on feature phones, meaning that even those in extremely remote areas can have full access on products and services relating to mobile money. The trade name varies from network to network, common among those being Mpesa by Safaricom in Kenya and Momo by MTN. Services can be accessed through unstructured supplementary service data or USSD codes, mobile phone applications, web services, and even automated teller machines by banks. Users can send and receive money, pay for goods and services, pay taxes, withdraw and deposit money on their bank accounts, do airtime recharges, well, the list goes on. Back in 2007, Kenya's largest telco giant Safaricom launched a product that looked overly ambitious but greatly exciting. From the comfort of their mobile phones, Kenyans would send and receive money, pay for goods and services, pay for utilities, make airtime recharges, and so on. A life-changing innovation in an era where cash was being sent through strangers on public transport. Money order by post office was the only legal way to send or receive money. But this was cumbersome and costly, so limiting of course, and people were living in total financial darkness. And then a savior was born, some kind of a miracle, as people could send and receive money as text message on a mobile. All you had to do was hand over cash to a mobile money agent and they would deposit an equivalent amount on your phone as a text message. Life became so easy and people could buy airtime, send money to relatives in villages, and even pay for goods and services. This went beyond what Safaricom initially anticipated.
It was not planned that early in those early days to be financially successful, because it was a service offering from Safaricom to its customers to make their lives better.
The true origins of this idea remains a hotly contested ground among a Kenyan man, Nyagaka Anyona Awuko, the British telco giant Vodafone, and its Kenyan subsidiary Safaricom. Nyagaka claims to have discussed this idea with Safaricom executives in 2005, who would later betray him and launch the product in 2007 without his knowledge.
Around September 2006, Michael Joseph came on TV and said they are starting an Mpesa, a money transfer system. I was like, wait a minute, that was my idea. It is protected by copyright.
Safaricom strongly denies these allegations. Speaking to Human IPO publication in 2012, Nzioka Waita, the then Director of Corporate Affairs at Safaricom, had this to say in regard to M-PESA, and I quote, M-PESA is a product of years of collaborative research and innovation driven by teams in Kenya and the UK and other parts of the world. He went on to reveal that the intellectual property of M-PESA trademark is jointly owned by Vodafone UK and Safaricom in Kenya, and for markets outside the Kenyan jurisdiction, M-PESA intellectual property is solely owned by Vodafone UK. Mobile money rose purely out of necessity as people across Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa, struggled to send money across themselves for doing business and remitting money to families at distant places, especially villages.
Before it was money, it was minutes. So people started sending each other airtime as an informal payment system. Owe a friend $1, just send them the equivalent in minutes.
By early 2000, technology and digital finance were a far-fetched dream in Africa, especially the sub-Saharan area. Banks were only concentrated in cities, offering products and services meant for the corporate and the rich clients. Many people found commercial banks so expensive, hard to reach, and very stressful. These institutions did not have enough coverage or local staff who could easily serve the illiterate, on top of bureaucracies and exorbitant fees and cumbersome legal requirements. Stacks of cash were a common sight in public, robberies a booming business. Moving cash from point A to point B was purely a personal skill that required creativity and effort. Stacking cash underneath stockings was as cool as carrying it on a credit card. Everyone could see a problem, but no one, including governments, seemed to be doing enough to remedy this. The financial ecosystem was so limited and yet to be digitized. Some banks didn't even have ATMs and were still using manual passbooks. International transfers between individuals were majorly by MoneyGram and Western Union, and these were equally inconveniencing and very expensive. Bank accounts were a luxury for the rich, while keeping them running was inherently prohibitive for the poor and underprivileged. And then Safaricom, alongside their parent company Vodafone, had a masterstroke. With funding from the UK government through the Department for International Development, or DFID, Vodafone Group would upgrade SIM cards into debit cards, completely independent of traditional banks, something unheard of before in the world of banking and finance. Using mobile money only required a SIM card. Acquiring a SIM card then required any form of identification, and users could own as many SIM cards as they wanted. You didn't even need a phone to operate mobile money. SIM cards were so cheap, and one could own multiple. All you needed was a SIM card number on which to deposit cash. For withdrawals, agents would volunteer phones in which to insert SIM cards. Initially, this form of exchange was less formal, with users exchanging airtime top-ups as quasi-cash. Embracing this new innovation was a much easier option. Challenges led by the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic further increased need for contactless payments. This cemented mobile money as a globally recognized payment solution. By the early 2000s, no one really expected Kenya to be a global tech hub. All this changed in 2007. Kenya became the launching pad for M-PESA, a transformative mobile phone-based platform for money transfer and financial services. This product has gone through explosive transformations at both local and international stage. Today, mobile money has grown into a fully fledged financial ecosystem with services that include credit facilities, international money transfers, saving, government revenue collections, and so on. People can even buy shares and bonds through mobile money. The success of mobile money in markets outside Africa has been limited due to various factors, but the idea is excelling. The best news is telco operators in Africa have partnered globally to enable users in Africa to send and receive money overseas. Presently, the Fintech service is one of the most profitable. Telco companies are becoming banks, generating lots of revenues and profits from the Fintech business. According to IMAG Group, mobile money held a market size of over $133 billion in 2023, and this is expected to reach a whopping $641.3 billion by 2032, a growth rate of 18.5%. According to Forbes, 59% of Kenya's GDP is transacted through Mpesa. In comparison, PayPal controls less than 5% of the US GDP. In the first quarter of 2022, the value of mobile money transactions in Uganda clocked $8.2 billion from 33 million accounts, according to Statista.com. In 2022, mobile money transaction value reached a staggering $832 billion in sub-Saharan Africa. A big chunk of this came from East Africa, the champion of this majestic miracle. East Africa alone is home to 390 million subscribers with $491.8 billion worth of transactions as of 2022. This dominant ecosystem of cashless banking has even attracted the attention of the world's richest man, tech icon Bill Gates. He said, "One day, mobile money will make it easier for the poor to get credit." And he was surely right. This prophecy has come to pass. All major mobile telco companies have micro-lending facilities for underprivileged people of the economy. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation contributed $3 million worth of grant through a partnership with the Central Bank of Jordan, CBJ, towards the Mobile Money for Resilience Initiative MM4R project. This initiative is aimed at providing financial access to vulnerable groups such as low-income Jordanians and refugees, the first of its kind in the Middle East. Mobile money has sparked life in remote and distant places, long neglected by the global banking system. A digital financial solution tailored for the least served, yet the biggest population of the world. Without a drop of doubt, this service has transformed lives, facilitated economic growth, and inspired global success. Thank you for tuning to this channel, and thank you for watching until this end. My name is Francis, and this is Dreams of Success channel. Navigate this channel for more videos. There is a video on the rise and dominance of MTN Group, Pan-African videos on Ghana, African exploitation by foreign countries, and much more. Cheers!